Big shot to Tavion Robinson. And this defense of Bud Foster coming off a shutout, pitching a shutout so far here in this first half.
Fair catch called at the 1-yard line by Jacques Louis. The tipping point, the Waterloo for the Hokies, was October 5th in Miami Gardens, Florida. They came out and smoked the Hurricanes early. They gave Miami all that smoke in the first half. The Hurricanes were forced to play catch-up and never really were able to finish the job, and that led to the Hokie win. The first one for Hendon Hooker at quarterback. And then since that time, he's gone 5-0 as the starter. Even though he missed the Notre Dame game with a knee injury, he is still perfect as QB #1.
No losses, no interceptions. What a start to the career as a starting quarterback for Hendon Hooker.
Pickett on the receiver screen, pass complete, nowhere to go for Mack. Tackled immediately by Pollard with 35 seconds to go in the first half.
This defense is just so dialed in right now. That's a true freshman playing defensive tackle, reads the wide receiver screen, gets out and makes a play at the line of scrimmage. All three levels right now really playing at a high level for this Hokie defense.
Pickett slings it incomplete at the 35-yard line, intended for Barzell.
96 again, this true freshman, Norrell Pollard. Watch his handwork inside. This is an inside move. He's going to work inside on the guard. Gets that elbow, works the other hand over the top on the swim. Big shot on Kenny Pickett, forcing the errant throw. Bud Foster told us yesterday he thinks he's got a chance to be very good. He's quick and disruptive, having a nice start to his true freshman season.
Out of Apopka, Florida. He's the guy that had the scoop and score on the fumble. They're going to run it. This is Valik Carter. Carter about 2 yards shy of the first down. 9 seconds to go here in the first half. But once again, a great job by the Hokies on both sides of the football here this afternoon. Remember, if they win out, they would win the Coastal Division. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, has to win today and hope that the Hokies defeat Virginia next week. Pitt needs help. Virginia Tech doesn't. Virginia Tech simply has to win its last 2 games. And you think about how far they've come, like we documented a moment ago, from losing 45-10 against Duke. And you know what I'm impressed by? The fact that head coach Fuente had the humility to put it on himself and say, guys, this is on me. This is my fault.
I totally
We're not
agree.
ready.
He said they weren't good enough physically, emotionally, or mentally. And he showed examples of that. And he said, this is my fault. I'm going to fix it. Are you with me? Not many coaches can take the blame and put it on their shoulders. And to these players' credit, they bought in.
Yeah.
And man, it's been one of the better turnarounds we've seen this year in college football.
That's what leadership is, and that's what great defensive tacticians look like. Bud Foster and Virginia Tech 27-1 and leading at halftime. Dominance in the first half for the Hokies. They lead 21-0 as they get ready to kick off here to begin the third quarter of play. Jacques Louis from the 3 calls for the fair catch. And that's there. They will start 97 yards away. Both teams still with a shot at the Coastal Division title. Mark Jones, Dusty Dvorak, Olivia Decker down in the field. How does Pitt get back into this game despite that great defense so far?
Well, offensively, they got to get something going, right? We've been talking about Bud Foster and his defense, and we should. Kenny Pickett's going to have to hit shots down the field. Look, down 21 points. They're not a very good running team anyway. Taysir Mack, Jacques Louis, the true freshman wide receiver, is going to have to get involved as well. We've seen him go to Jared Wayne once. They're going to have to be able to complete some balls down the field defensively, create some takeaways to get back in this one.
Pickett ready to pass into traffic, and a high grab at the 45-yard line. Complete. What a catch by Wayne. Olivia, what's up with Coach Narduzzi?
Well, he's obviously not happy, and the first thing he brought up was all the drop passes, and he's very upset with his receiving core. But remember, they're without their top receiver, Maurice French, today. He's third in the nation in catches per game, and Kenny Pickett just 5 of 13 for 56. They want to get the pass game going right about now.
Well, he tries to lob one up, and it's picked off at the 15-yard line by Divine Diablo. But there's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage at the 43. So let's hold on and see if this stands. Looked like Maurice French was in Coach Narduzzi's ear right there. Here's the call.
There are 2 fouls in the play. Illegal motion, offense number 11. Pass interference, defense number 17. Penalties offset, second down.
Divine Diablo palms skyward, can't figure it out either.
That's the face of the lunch pail defense. Dax Hollifield taped up, bleeding. That is a football player to his core. Love the way he plays with emotion, passion, pours everything he has into whatever he's doing.
He's another guy that wants to send out Coach Bud Foster on a positive note here on his final appearance at Lane Stadium. First down and 10. Pickett with nowhere to go, brought down right at the line of scrimmage by Caleb Farley, number 3. He made a big play last week in that shutout win against Georgia Tech. He had a pick 6 in that game.
Yeah, he had a pick 6. How about the corner blitz right off the edge? Bud Foster dialing it up. Kenny Pickett doesn't see it, keeps it. Tackle right at the line of scrimmage. He also had a huge play on 4th down earlier at the 10-yard line. Pass breakup to win Pitt's best drive of the day.
Offense number 57, 5-yard penalty.
I give it up to these fans here, man. It's been pouring buckets most of the day, and they've showed up in droves to support their team.
Yeah, we heard the sentiment of some of those fans at halftime before we came back, saying that they just wanted to be inside to say that they were there for this last game of Bud Foster's. Here on Senior Day, 5 seniors making their final appearance at Lane Stadium.
Reggie Floyd, the most prominent one, number 1, the safety. Pitt's already going to have to take an early timeout.
Man, you get the feeling that Kenny Pickett and Lane Stadium. Pitt with the ball from the 40-yard line. Out of the timeout on 2nd and 15. Underneath, Jacques Louis with the catch and run. And what a big crunching hit by Connor. A flag thrown. And he was bringing that smoke. Might have been a little bit late.
Big hit by Chamari Connor. I thought he caught him before he went out of bounds, personally. There's discussion between the officials.
Personal foul, defense. Number 23, late hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty, first down.
From that vantage point, a little bit inconclusive. But they're going to call a personal foul on Chamari Connor. He's going to move the ball all the way down to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, trying to get back into this ball game. Down 21-0. This is their opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Pickett fires complete to Wayne, and Wayne is going to gain about 7 yards on the play. The type of aggressive defense that former head coach Frank Beamer would be very proud of, the way they're playing right now. Coach, thanks a lot for joining us. And let's talk about Bud Foster, the guy that you brought with you from Murray State. That car ride from Murray State here. Yeah. Bud talks about it very affectionately. What was it about him that you saw in him early in his career that said, hey, you're going to ride with me?
Well, I tell people all the time, he didn't play outside linebacker for us because he was real fast. He played because he never took a false step. He the game made sense to him, just and the things that's made him a great coach. You know, he really can figure things out and make adjustments, and he's seen every motion shift you could ever imagine. So he makes good in-game adjustments, and you know, that's the quicker you can adjust, the better chance you got to win the ball game. So he gives Virginia Tech a great chance to win the ball game.
You know, also one thing that jumps out to me, and talking with some of his players, the relationships he's formed and the way he's able to communicate to young guys. Talk about that, Coach, about all the different players that have come through Virginia Tech and that he's touched and have really gonna stay with him and with this program for a long time.
Well, I believe it's all about relationships and how people care about each other and respect each other. And I think Bud, over the years, his players care for him, they respect him, and as a result, they're going to play all with a great emotion while they're out there on the field.
So with Coach Foster telling us yesterday that he's just going to chill and enjoy his 4 grandkids, any advice to him in the post-coaching world on the adjustment to normal life?
I believe he's going to have a boat full of fish pretty quickly myself. My advice would be sure you know how to keep those worms on the hook there. Because
you got a good spot for him?
Yeah, I believe that's what he's going to concentrate on right now.
Hey, Coach, one thing you're concentrating on is the College Football Playoff Committee. If you could, share with us, what's that experience been like for you?
It's been great. I'm out in Dallas every Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, and Bill Hancock heads up the process, and it's just amazing how much information you have, and it's been very enjoyable. I really, there's 13 members, and I've really enjoyed getting to know those people and Bill Hancock and the whole process.
Coach, what do you make of the turnaround in this Hokie team since they defeated Miami? And Hendon Hooker has done a great job at quarterback.
I think this quarterback has made a big difference. I think it's affected the whole team. I think the better the offense plays, the defense has gotten better. They're not 3 plays and back in there. I think he gives you hope that if you just hold the other team a little bit, we got a chance to win the ball game. So I think he's made a big impact on the whole team.
3rd and 12, Pickett fires. The pass a little bit low. They're going to say incomplete. And Coach, they're going to mark it complete at the, incomplete at the 22-yard line. Coach, thanks a lot for joining us.
Okay.
And I just want to say that nobody was nicer to me back in 1990 when I was doing your games and I was still trying to figure out whether the ball was pumped or stuffed as a young play-by-play guy.
We always enjoyed having you, Blacksburg.
You got it. Coach Frank Beamer.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate having me on.
Pittsburgh ready to punt here. Hessman with the end-over-end punt. Actually, that's Chris Dulu they got in there, and that's going to come back out on the touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hokies. The number 25 emanating all of a senior class. Last 7 quarters, man, they have outscored their opponents 79-0. That is extremely impressive. Hendon Hooker with the ball, 1st down and 10. Undefeated as a starting quarterback, 5-0 coming into this game.
Heavy run the first half. I expect much of the same here in the second.
Hands it off to McLeese. McLeese stopped up. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. You know, Dusty, we saw the pictures senior day.
Yeah.
You big dude, but you don't fool me. You cried on senior day, didn't you?
I don't think I cried, but it was definitely emotional. Got to hug my mama, see my dad. Man, it's the last time you take your home field, man. You take a lot of pride in your university, representing them and playing in front of your great fan base. Big day for these seniors.
Blitz off the edge, and he got him. Patrick Jones lacerating that offensive line and making the sack. Big time play.
I love his first step, man. He's a great edge rusher. He's having a fantastic season. That's his 8th sack. Watch him right here. He's working on Luke Tenuta. The offensive tackle just goes underneath the block, gets to Hendon Hooker. They're trying to work all the way outside, almost like a boot action. 3rd sack of the day for this Pitt defense, 48th of the season. And if they're going to get back in this game, Jonesy, I was just about to make the comment before the snap. This defense is going to have to step up and make some plays. Patrick Jones on cue.
Lost 13 on that one. Hooker going to take off with it. Try the left side, nowhere to go. Brought down at about the 6-yard line by Deslin Alexander. You know, back to Patrick Jones. He's second on the team, number 91 for Pittsburgh is. Second on the team with 7 sacks coming into the game today. And this is a guy that has made a meteoric rise. There he is. A huge, precipitous rise up the depth chart. Folks, he was 4th on the depth chart less than a year ago, and shows you what hard work and perseverance can do for you.
Got good feel, length, and an excellent first step. And clearly he's got a great last name. You'd agree, right, Mark?
Oh, you know he can ball with a name like Jones. Fair catch called at the 45, but there's a flag down back near the line of scrimmage.
I think it's going to be
6.
A hold on Virginia Tech.
This third quarter's gotten off to a slow start.
Legal formation offense. 5 players in the backfield. A penalty added to the end of the kick. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Great field position for Pitt. Their defense did their job, backed them up. Can their offense step up and get them back to the game? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a playoff-type game with conference implications.
Field incomplete. No flag on the play intended for Taysir Mack.
A little miscommunication there between Mack and Pickett. Like he thought Mack shut down his route. Looked like Pickett thought he was going to continue to work up the sidelines.
Boy, Dusty, this is an offense with Pitt that saw Kenny Pickett throw for almost 360 yards last week and 3 touchdowns. So far, they have yet to score. Speaks volumes of this Hokie defense this afternoon. That pass incomplete at the 31-yard line. Jacques Louis dropping it. And he's been their most dangerous receiver last couple of weeks.
Well, he's their fastest player. He's got to be able to catch this football. Good route and a nice throw by Kenny Pickett right in the hands. And he just flat out dropped it. And as we heard Olivia mention coming out of half, that's one thing Pat Narduzzi wasn't happy with. Sure he's not going to be happy about that. Big drop on 2nd down.
Pickett under duress and sacked back at the 47. Ashby and Connor with a combo platter. Hit him with a 2-piece.
Well, Bud Foster's been dialing it up all game long, and it's not going to stop now. We're going to see Connor off the edge, Ashby up the middle, both coming with pressure. Ashby comes completely clean. Connor works through Malik Carter. And another sack for Bud Foster's Hokie defense. He's been relentless, dialing up pressure from the start of this football game.
Forcing another Panther punt. On the return, this is Robinson. Brought down to the 17 and a flag down. Robinson tackled at the 17-yard line. He comes up hobbling a little bit after the 44-yard punt. Remember, this Pittsburgh team are the reigning Coastal Division champs in the ACC. But things not trending their way now.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 7. Half the distance from the goal, first down.
They've had some costly drops here in the rain in Blacksburg. Plays that they usually make and have been making of late, but Pickett not getting much help from his receivers several times. 5 drops. And man, when your hype man isn't so hype, you know things aren't trending in the right direction.
Rock doesn't like what he's seeing with those drop passes here so far. And as we mentioned, though, can this defense get a takeaway and keep them in this ball game?
Hooker tosses it to McLeese. Hit immediately by Cam Bright.
Cam Bright set the edge there, got up the field, and that's one thing this Pitt defense does so well. Funnel everything back inside. They set good, strong edges and force things back to the middle where they've got numbers and extra hats to be able to slow down the run game.
Loss of 2 on the play. Under 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And then Hooker got one-on-one coverage down the sideline. A lot of contact. No flag thrown on the play.
Oh, they got to throw a flag there.
as Hazelton was working around Mathis.
Oh, I don't know how nobody throws a flag there. I mean, he tackled him. I mean, Damari Mathis, he's on an island. He's out there pressed up and it's man-to-man coverage. And he essentially tackles the wide receiver.
I mean, he's
got his arms all the way around him, brings him to the ground as the ball gets there. Wow. Surprised by the no call there.
Sets up a 3rd and long, 12 to go. Hooker running out of his own end zone. And he's going to be stopped 4 yards short of the first down. They'll have to punt it. Bright and Johnson, as the fans shower boos down in the field, their displeasure at that non-call a moment ago.
Take a look at this one more time. I mean, look, I mean, he's got his hand all the way in his shoulder pad, and he essentially tackles him.
He was holding him like a grudge that time.
Pitt very fortunate to get away with that. Get the 3 and out and get the ball back, potentially in good field position.
From the 46, the fair catch called by Vardell. A 40-yard punt, nothing on the return. The microphone is yours, Lane Stadium. Letting the officials know how they feel right now. That's hugs for...
And former head coaches as an analyst. Jerry Kill, perfect example here at Virginia Tech. Former Gopher coach. I caught up with him on the sideline before the game, and he was telling me head coaches are getting so young, they need a little leadership, and no ego is important. Justin Fuente, no ego.
And it's been a nice fit for Jerry Kill. Great play by Connor, bringing down Shockey Jacques-Louis for a loss on the play.
Well, you know, one thing that Jerry Kill's done, he's obviously added another set of eyes. He's been a guy who's been able to bounce things. Justin Fuente's been able to bounce things off of. And when it comes to the run game, huge hand in the physicality, the inside run, and helped made this team a tougher football team. And as you mentioned, huge play by Chamari Connor.
Lost
another tackle for loss.
Pickett back to pass. Incomplete at the 45-yard line. Olivia?
And Kill's only been with them about a month and a half, and he told me they brought him in for 3 days, and he reviewed their tape, and he said, do you want me to be honest of what I'm really seeing? And they said, yeah. He didn't think he'd ever get a call back, let alone be hired. But he's helped so much in their run game and just a voice of leadership in that offensive room.
Sometimes another perspective does wonders.
We see this trend all over college football. Former coordinators, former head coaches helping out as analysts, and the rain pouring down now at Lane Stadium.
Pittsburgh 1 of 9 on 3rd downs. Pickett underneath, complete. There's a flag down. Let's see if this stands. This is Mack. Picks up the first down inside the 40 and brought down at the 38. But there's a flag at the 34-yard line. A gain of 23 if it stands.
Illegal formation. Number 70 was not on the line of scrimmage at the snap. 5 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Wow.
They're going to bring this back.
Pitt can't get out of their own way right now. Huge play by Kenny Pickett. Blitz comes again, steps up in the pocket, finds Taysir Mack. They get a huge conversion on 3rd down.
Dusty, that's the 7th penalty against Pittsburgh today.
Right tackle lined up in the backfield.
3rd down from the 34. They're going to run it with A.J. Davis. And Davis brought down at about the 41-yard line. This Hokie defense hasn't been scored on in about 6.5 quarters now.
7.5, my friend.
7.5, yeah.
Going back to when you go all the way back to the Wake Forest game, they didn't score in that 4th quarter.
NFL primetime, Boomer and TJ tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, only on ESPN+. Nobody takes you through all the highlights and breaks down every game like they do. Streaming each week, so you can watch anytime you want, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, on any device you choose. Get ESPN+, download the app. The ball fumbled at the 16, but recovered by the Hokies.
I'm surprised there that they even tried to catch that. Hezekiah Grimsley, I mean, it is coming down in buckets right now. He's looking right up into this rain. I hit our producer while that ball was in the air, and I said, better be careful here. These conditions, all the snaps from center to quarterback, from center to kicker, fielding punts, fielding kicks. All that becomes of the utmost importance and very difficult.
That's the picture we've looked at most of the day right there. The rain has not stopped since early this morning here in Blacksburg. First down and 10. From the 17, Hendon Hooker. A little counter step and keeps it himself to pick up about 4 yards. Alexander, the tackler on the play. I'm trying to figure out the standing up.
They got to sit down, man.
It's coming down.
I think it's because when you're so cold, if you stand up and kind of move around, it generates a little bit of warmth.
That's a good guess, man. That's a good guess.
I wouldn't want to sit on a metal bleacher when it's 30 degrees and raining.
From the 22. And then Hooker stopped up after a gain of about 1. It was interesting to speak with Hooker yesterday, and I asked him, tell me of the content of the last text message you got from your father. Olivia spoke with his family in the first half. He said, the last text Dad sent me said, be aware of the people around you and your surroundings. And Dusty, in a football context, he's done just that today. In terms of great field awareness, being aware of those rushers coming off the edge, and there's his dad on the left, Allen, former star at North Carolina A&T. 3rd and 2, he hands it off, and they crease that front. McLeese picks up the first down. Gain of 5.
Nice, hard, physical run by McLeese. Ball just soaked from the rain. When you got to have the equipment staff with those towels over there, keeping these balls as dry as they possibly can.
If I'm homeboy here, you got to move down. I mean, come on, get a better look.
I don't think anybody will be upset with him if he doesn't take his actual seat.
Hooker over the middle. What a catch by Keene! First and 10, Virginia Tech. Picked up 27.
Dalton Keene, this rain doesn't bother him. Outstanding concentration as this ball is placed perfectly, completely outstretched, brings it in, and falls forward for a big gain.
Hendon Hooker is 8 of 10 passing for 156 yards. On the reverse, Trey Turner. And good open field tackle on the edge from Dane Jackson.
Got to give the offensive coordinator, Brad Cornelson, a lot of credit. I mean, I love the game plan he's had today. They've run the football so many times. We've seen a couple of reverses. We've seen misdirection throwbacks, setting up a lot of their throw game right off the run game. And clearly, Justin Fuente, the head coach, has a big impact on this offensive game plan and calling the plays. And so we see Dalton Keene getting a piece of the turf on the face mask as he comes up after the big catch.
That's some real football right there, right? None of that artificial turf stuff. Got to keep that stuff on for effect, too. There's a look at offensive coordinator Brad Cornelson. Dialing up a great game today. They pitch a shutout so far, 21-0. Looking at 2nd and 2. Got a player shaken up on the field. That's number 97, Jalen Twyman of Pitt. Well, tonight, Justin Herbert, number 6, Oregon, looking to keep their college football playoff hopes alive against Herm Edwards and the Sun Devils in Tempe, Arizona. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC, as well as the ESPN app. Hey, Arizona State with a big one next week against their rivals in Tucson, and we'll be there to call it for you. Arizona taking on Arizona State.
Jalen Twyman, I don't like to see that. This guy's just had an unbelievable redshirt sophomore season. He's got a great relationship with Aaron Donald, who very close with the Pitt program, wears his number. Aaron Donald has a locker there in the Pitt locker room. They work out together. That's his mentor, has really helped him hone on his game. Now, Jalen doesn't look quite like that yet. Take a look at Aaron Donald there, but this guy's had a fantastic sophomore season and continues to get better and better and better. And I'm glad to see him be able to walk off the field, and hopefully it's nothing too severe.
You know, we haven't talked about it yet, but the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Pitt Panthers share a facility. And that kind of proximity to that kind of greatness has a wonderful effect on your program. And is great in recruiting, too, if you're Pitt. Between the tackles, McLeese picks up another first down. Got 6 on that carry. Yeah, you pull into that parking lot, and not to be materialistic, but when you see some of those Bugattis and those Benzes and some of the rides and whips that they've got at the Pitt parking lot.
Motivation.
Yeah. That's a few extra reps on the bench press.
Nice run there on second down by McLeese. Slight hesitation, allowing the hole to open up, and a burst through for the first down.
From the 30. Defense needs a big play here. Hooker going to keep it. He's brought down behind the 30-yard line. Good tackle by Cam Bright. Loss of 2 on the play. Under 2 minutes to go in the third now.
Quarterback counter once again. Staple play for this offense. It's Hendon Hooker has taken over, and seen Cam Bright do a solid job setting the edge several times here this afternoon. This Randy Bates defense.
Hendon Hooker actually was in communication with the Pitt coaching staff throughout his recruitment. He decided to pull the trigger and commit to Virginia Tech going into his senior season in high school. Throws it down the middle. King incomplete. Juggled and almost picked off by Ford. But Ford delivered a big hit to jar it loose.
Again,
it's 3rd and 12.
Misdirection. They want to make it look like quarterback sweep to the right and the throwback up the seam to Dalton Keene. And this was a close to being an interception. Big hit delivered by Ford. Hamlin unable to get the interception.
Boy, Ford has made some nice plays on defense for Pitt today.
Absolutely. It's a good pass. Ford comes in and separates the man from the football. Nice play by the sophomore safety.
3rd and 12 for the Hokies. On the fringes of Brian Johnson's field goal range. From the 32. They set up the screen to McLeese, and he is rocked. Man, Bright gave him that smoke. And a big hit in the open field. 4th down coming up, and they actually lose a few yards back to the 37.
Well, Cam Bright, I was just mentioning it. What a series he had. Look, watch him. He's confused. He's late to even watch. Ball snapped, and he's talking to Hamlin. All of a sudden, he says, oh, I got to get going. Diagnoses that it's a screen. It comes up with the big hit. Nice play in open space by Cam Bright.
Hey, thinking's overrated, right? Just run to the ball. Is that the way it works?
See ball, get ball sometimes, Jonesy.
And a great bit of special teams work inside the 5-yard line. The punt down by the punt of Oscar Bradburn's down after travels 34 yards. Down to the 3. Well, this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Capital One. Dusty, what jumps off the screen at you there?
Ohio State, Penn State. Penn State kept it closer than a lot of people thought. You know, Georgia taking care of Texas A&M. I thought they got it right last week with the top 4. You know, tonight, 2 big games in the desert right here in the Pac-12. Okay, Arizona at Arizona State at Arizona. A couple of interesting contests as we got, you know, really aside from Penn State, who loses at Ohio State, the only top 10 teams that travel on the road today. So that could throw a wrench into some things if Oregon or Utah slip up tonight, which honestly I don't expect.
It's been a while since the Pac-12 made it into the college football playoff party, right?
You got to go back to Washington. Yeah.
There's a penalty on the last play. Too many men in the backfield against the Hokies, so they're going to do it again. With 37 seconds to go here in Blacksburg. In the rain, under the lights at Lane Stadium. The Australian punter who leads the nation, by the way, and is a Ray Guy candidate. Ray Guy, erstwhile of Virginia Tech, former great punter with the Oakland Raiders. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember when the Raiders played there in Oakland. And look what this, a rerun. It's down at about the same spot at the 3-yard line.
Well, are you old enough to remember this?
I probably am. Go ahead.
Did you know students who dress as the Hokie bird remain anonymous until commencement? Their secret is revealed by wearing Hokie bird feet during their procession into Lane Stadium.
Wow. Until graduation?
Yes.
There's no way. Not in this day and age with social media. Somebody's going to dime out who's in that costume.
Hey, man, I'm just giving you the facts. The facts.
That's keeping a secret. That's pretty good.
Not good field position for Kenny Pickett in this pit offense out of their own end zone.
Hand it off to A.J. Davis. And Davis picks up 4 yards on the play. Boy, everybody trying to keep dry.
Is that a saxophone he's got there? Hokie on the fence there. All right.
6 seconds to go, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play. 15 minutes to go. 8 quarters now that they haven't been scored on defensively. Pitching zeros with 15 minutes to go. And
Times too, he told me before the game how cool that was to look up since he didn't play here and see his name that'll be there forever.
yeah, that was interesting, Olivia, to hear him talk about enjoying time
That's
with his
awesome.
4 grandkids after football.
The lunch pail.
Yeah.
Well done by Virginia Tech to honor a great coach.
And Pickett keeps it himself, picking up the first down. 33 years as defensive coordinator. Look at how that stacks up against some other luminaries of